a world in which human wages crash from AI, logically, necessarily, is a world in which productivity growth goes through the roof and prices for goods and services crash to near zero. Consumer cornucopia. Everything you need and want for pennies. That's some propaganda right there.
Well, yeah, so that's a good point. He's also talking up his book, right?
Yeah.
But this is the post-scarcity idea of AI, that resources will now become abundant, problems will be solved, and now the biggest issue that humans are going to face is that of meaning and purpose. But like I said, I don't think we get there without going through a reckoning period. And, it's interesting because I posted something from Y Combinator the other day, and it's all AI focused. And really it's just on them looking for AI startups that are designed to replace $100,000 a year jobs.
Well, it's funny too, here on Twitter, everyone is just saying, no, you're wrong. A few people talking about Bitcoin here, but it doesn't seem like, at least the people I follow, that it shows me, they say like a lot of people aren't really agreeing with what he's saying.
Here's what I think. I think that there's really going to be downward pressure on jobs, right? Like people are going to lose their jobs as AI does what they do more efficient, faster, cheaper, better. So we're going to have that. But at the same time, we have the government, like they just, I think, raised the debt ceiling. I don't know if it was today or they're pushing to raise the debt ceiling.
Isn't that hilarious considering of all the the budget slashing and all the corruption they're uncovering, and then they're raising the debt ceiling?
Yeah. So think about that. Jobs, downward pressure on jobs, and then increasing price inflation through money printing, right? So we have deflationary forces and inflationary forces battling it out. And for me, it just makes the case on why you want Bitcoin, right?
Right.
Because if they're going to print money, that inflation is naturally going to get captured by assets. And I think that the best asset to hold in this environment is Bitcoin. You're going to see real estate, I think, rise because of it as well. But Bitcoin is the pristine capital, right? You can take it with you anywhere. Doesn't have counterparty risk. There's just all these risks that are inherent in real estate that you just don't have with Bitcoin. And so I think Bitcoin is going to be the natural beneficiary to money printing, but this is going to be at a time where people are going to be losing their jobs and having to readjust and build up new skill sets in order to earn a living. And so I think the life raft here is Bitcoin.
Yeah. And I mean, we don't know what it's going to look like. Like, how much are you going to be able to make? How much is the government going to give you? How much you're going to need to survive? How much do you already have once you lose your job? Bitcoin is there, but it doesn't mean it's going to save everyone, especially if they don't have enough to get them through the hard times.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. But beyond just that aspect of it, I've been looking a lot into where AI meets blockchain and cryptocurrency, like what these AI agents can do locked into the blockchain, locked into a cryptocurrency or multiple, and they can trade. They can do things. They can provide value that requires customers to pay them, and then you can program it to invest that money they make. I personally think we'll do an episode on this eventually, but I personally think that's probably going to be the strongest move going into the future, is figure out a way to passively generate income online, even if it's micro tips.
Yeah. I mean, I've been looking a little bit into it as well. And it's a fascinating world. Like there's a whole world out there of AI agents that are doing all types of things, that are creating even organizations, right? And
I'll pull up AI. Well, we're talking about, we've been talking about, what's his name? Mark Andreessen. So Mark Andreessen, there's an AI agent called Mark Andreessen, and it's modeled after Mark Andreessen. Let's see, where do we get to their site?
Yeah. So basically for me, it's just incredible to see this whole world sprout up of, decentralized AI agents all working for for a DAO, a decentralized autonomous
So
organization.
literally, it's a DAO run by an AI agent that invests on. It's like a hedge fund, and it's trippy, man. Like if we open this up, if we go to their website, we can see it better. But like, it's got some money in there. It's got a $500 million market cap, and this token's been around since I think October. Like it just began. So yeah, things are getting weird, if nothing else. I mean, like we have no idea. We're two normies, right? That are a little bit involved in lots of things. Like the people that are really into crypto and AI, they're doing stuff right now that most people can't even begin to fathom how it's going to create value or make money.
It reminds me of that Joe Rogan clip. Remember? I don't know, with Theo Vaughn, where he's like, yeah, man, these Bitcoin people, they're like living in another world, man.
Yeah, but that's it. And it's like, you got to at least step into that world if you want to survive. Like, I think you got to have a little bit of knowledge.
Yeah, I think there's, the way I'm seeing it right now, I see it in two ways. I can either participate in this world, like if I want to stay connected to the global economy and just kind of connected to the global society in general, like then I need to participate in this world and I need to become competent in navigating the world. And that requires me to, expand my knowledge and expand my skill set. Or I think the other part is to just completely disconnect, and find a village somewhere, remote village where technology isn't really a thing. And and live a simple life. I think it's those two extremes. So